The United States and China aren't just drifting apart, they are lawyering up and dividing up those assets. The Wall Street Journal is saying that the world's two biggest economies are heading towards a nasty divorce, an economic divorce. The fight has less to do with cheap T-shirts or TVs and really more about national security, semiconductors, food, energy, rare earths. So, are U.S. companies getting the message to have zero exposure to China? I think Brian knows I'm going to him because all week long he's been using this metaphor. He said we don't want to be married to China. We just want to be divorced to China. But a friendly divorce. We'll divide up the assets
like where
and we'll still talk.
You see your ex around town and you say hi and you're nice to them and maybe an occasional interaction, but you don't share any personal information, no more bank accounts. Okay, so
You're acting like you know how to do this, but we'll save that conversation for another day.
No, I have been happily married 25 years, so I don't have a lot of experience with that. But may I change my metaphor a little bit on
this?
Please,
sure.
Because I went with the divorce.
I
went with the divorce metaphor yesterday, which I think is a good one. But but in terms of what the U.S. needs to do, it almost feels to me, and I'm doing this for Super Bowl week, it feels more like a situation where you had a big draft pick a few years ago. This was supposed to be the difference maker for your offense. It was a quarterback, okay? It was maybe like a Ryan Leaf for the football fans out there. And you draft this quarterback and you realize he's killing your team. It was the wrong move. Not good in the locker room, not good on the field. It makes other people on your team worse. You got to cut the draft. You got to let it go. It was a bad decision. We were wrong about China. We said China's going to become a democracy, capitalism is going to save them, and it's been exactly the opposite. You let that draft pick go, and instead, the money you've saved, you go out and you put new people on the field. That's what I think, like the Trump administration, and we're going to talk about Argentina and the trade deal there, but we got to put a different team on the field now. China's gone. Okay, we let that draft pick go. We put a different team on the field because we want to win games, and you need other people on the field with you.
But how painful is it if you've had that quarterback for 10 years and all of the plays are wrapped up around this big throw that only that quarterback can do? So I'm thinking about our relationship in China and how messy this could be because we are so entangled with them. We were just talking about Under Armour. We were talking about Apple. These companies have operations in China. So you can't just say, cut the quarterback and get a new one.
I mean, the bottom line, you guys have been watching you the past several days talking about the $1 trillion that they're going to be spending on agriculture to have homegrown stuff.
To grow their own soybeans.
But the point is, how are we expanding our base? How are we dealing with the situation at home? With private companies, whether they're U.S. private companies or foreign companies coming here to build. They're doing it with these exotic financial tools that are issued by the government. They just had a $1.7 trillion. They're in the midst of a $1.7 trillion 5-year debt restructuring plan. That is just. I went into the details of it on Grok, and it's just crazy stuff. It's crazy communist Marxist economic stuff that they're trying to spend. Also, they have these ultra long sovereign bonds. I know we've talked about it here, but they're delivering these 20 to 50-year bonds, about $200 billion in that, to fund their 5-year plans. You know how communists love these 5-year plans and 10-year plans. I mean, this is like playing games on the street with a walnut. You know, where's the ball under which walnut? The bottom line is they are doing it through the public sector, through government, communist government trickery. We are doing it through serious private sector investment. I have no problem saying somebody's going to lose and somebody's going to win. I think they're going to lose with their strategy and we're going to win with ours.
And I love that idea. Jackie and I am all for decoupling with China. But then you get calls about the $4,000 iPhone because there is zero chance that Apple can make an iPhone here in the U.S. because we don't have the support, the critical minerals, which I know you and I could talk about, to build that up. So then you get calls for great, but like good luck making your Nike socks here and also good luck making your iPhone here. It doesn't happen. How do we change that narrative so that it can happen?
Well, that's a longer-term question. And I do think that the president has that on his radar, and he's trying to think about that and set a framework for that to happen. But very long-term. Overall, I would start off by saying we're actually never going to decouple from China. And Brian, to speak to your analogy, but maybe to take it one step further that you wouldn't, we already got in bed with China. So you can't rewrite history and pretend that that never happened. And that's why I think now it's, what are the terms going to be? China tried to dominate so hard, and both economies realized that they need each other to a certain extent, but for two different reasons. One, the manufacturing reason that Taylor brings up, but two, just the trade and having China as a market and China having access to the U.S. market. And I see those things as distinctly different. So we can work on a long-term picture where companies try to come back home, try to figure out that model where they can make an iPhone and be competitive. But until they do, they're still going to be making them overseas. They're trying to find other cheap places to make them, but some of that work is still happening in China. And so when you think about access to the markets, then it becomes a standoff or it becomes a negotiation. We've never had a president that negotiates quite like this one. And so here you are in a situation where we were on our heels and Xi Jinping was kind of setting all these rules and we were following them and kind of just giving in to China. And this president is saying absolutely not. And he's doing all the other chess moves around China to be able to make sure that we have more leverage. So I don't think we ever decouple, but I do think he is changing the terms on which we can coexist and continue to trade, which we know both economies need to do.
And Lou, one of those terms is the critical minerals deal, which I love, 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 because this is one, along with maybe pharmaceuticals, one of the most important sectors that we need onshoring. And it is the way to give us the upper hand in those negotiations and to tell China, we're not going to play your game anymore.
Yeah, I completely agree with critical minerals. I mean, China controls 61% of the mining, 91% of the refining. The U.S. is at 9 and 1% comparatively. It's a critical weakness for us, no pun intended. But I think Jackie's right. The president here, for the first time in decades, is saying, forget this globalization lie. We're going to move to conscious uncoupling, a little Gwyneth Paltrow-esque move. And now we're going to set the terms of the negotiation. Right? We can't ever permanently decouple from these economies, but use the football analogy, we were never meant to be on the same team with the Chinese, right? They're supposed to be an opponent and an adversary that we can have and do things together, but we have to do business in a way that's America first, and I got to give the president credit here. You know, everyone's bemoaned his whole escalation of the tariffs and then coming back, right? The taco trade. But look at what he's done. I mean, he went from 30 to 50 to 70%. Now the effective tariff rate, it's about 10.5%. Companies can deal with that. You can still exist and find ways to source products. I mean, we talked about it. Remember last April when Tim Cook, within a matter of 3 weeks, had already figured out how to move his supply chain out of China into India and other countries? This economy and the American economy and American CEOs are more dynamic than I think people
Can I just throw one word into the mix, which is freedom? They hope to do their decoupling from the U.S. by squeezing the Chinese people, by limiting their freedom even more, squeezing every ounce of their life out of them. We wanted to grow our economy by giving people freedom, by expanding the freedom that we have. We can't forget the fact that they are a communist dictatorship and we represent freedom. I think freedom will win.
And that will bite them. Eventually, it takes time for these things to play out, but it will bite them.
Freedom is like when you work out really hard after the breakup and then you see them at the beach and they're kind of flabby because of communism, but you've been in the gym with freedom. And they're like, oh, man, I should have never given that up. That's what we need, Taylor.
We're coming full circle with football, back to relationships. We're doing it all here.